Here's a segment from a recent Gun Talk radio episode. You can listen to all the Gun Talk radio podcasts however you tune in, or check out guntalk.com for more. When it comes to the Second Amendment, and we're watching, we just had November 3rd, the U.S. Supreme Court heard what could end up being a very important case, Second Amendment case. We'll know sometime next spring/summer when we get a decision on that. A lot of things going on, obviously tons and tons of turmoil at the NRA. And if you've listened to this show for any length of time, you know I've been calling for Wayne LaPierre's resignation for at least 3 years now, openly calling for that. The reality is a lot of us who follow the NRA, know the NRA, in my case worked at the NRA, have always thought, yeah, there's just something not quite right there, but they do a lot of good. But, you know, the guys up there, they're just not, well, it was a whole lot worse than we thought. Joining me right now to talk about his brand new book, Misfire, Inside the Downfall of the NRA, is its author, Tim Mak, from NPR and a lot of other places. Hey, Tim, thank you for showing up here, man.
Hey there, it's a real pleasure.
Absolutely. All right, so first question is, why this book? What motivated you to write this book and do all the research that was involved with it?
Gosh, it's so fascinating. Even you, as a former staffer there at the NRA, I'm sure, and I hope you learned a few things from this book. You know, the NRA is a real black box. You know, the personalities, the people, the characters, and the infighting, the drama that happened behind the scenes. That was all a mystery to me, and I wanted to learn more about it. You know, why is the NRA in the position it's in now?
Wow. Okay. We've got tons of sirens. I don't know if you're outside or can close a window. That's really tough to hear. Question for you, Tim, is, you know, a lot of us, well, I got so many questions about it. First of all, the book is incredible. You have access to a lot of insiders, a lot of inside information, a lot of things where you just kind of go, holy crap, throughout the whole thing. As I say, a lot of us thought, yeah, you know, these guys are probably, you know, padding their wallets a bit, and they're probably, you know, doing some things and take advantage of their positions. But honestly, I'm not sure any of us, no matter how cynical we were, had any idea of the depth of, and there's no other word for it, the corruption and theft that was going on there. Is that one of the things you have found as you've talked to people and they start to realize what has been going on?
Not only the shock among a lot of people who are supportive of the Second Amendment and pro the NRA's vision, but are appalled by, like you say, the corruption that's been happening there. You know, a lot of people are concerned, you know, that NRA members who are sending in $5, $10, $15 a month, that money is going towards private jets or lavish meals, extravagant vacations to the Bahamas, and that's one of the reasons why so many people decided to speak out. You know, not a lot of people at the NRA are prone to talking to reporters.
No.
But the reason why I did more than 120 interviews is because, you know, A, they felt that I could tell the story in a fair and accurate way, and B, they're just so deeply concerned about the direction of this organization that they really do love and care about and hope for it to be in a better direction. What really surprised me is the weirdness of the characters really blew me away. You know, like learning more about Wayne LaPierre and Susan LaPierre, his wife, as a person, really shocked me. You know, how strange things are behind the scenes.
Strange is an interesting word. And I've known Wayne quite literally since about 1979. He was a weird duck then. He's always been a weird duck. I don't think he's ever cared the slightest bit about guns or the Second Amendment at all. This was just a pathway because he's a political junkie wonk. But yeah, the combination of Wayne and Susan, the stories that have been told, and you've got a lot of them there, it goes beyond weird. It goes to quirky, odd, and almost unbelievable. And frankly, your imagination tends to run wild with what actually was really going on. And then you've got this whole weird thing of Angus McQueen, of Ackerman McQueen, being the man behind the curtain. And was that an area that surprised you of the level of his influence?
What really surprised me was, you know, I try in this book, and I hope you agree that I succeeded, to take the reader behind the scenes and put you in the room with what it was like to be, in the room with Wayne and Angus. And the way that Angus would treat Wayne LaPierre angrily, would shout at him, would kind of bully him around, was surprising to me. That, Wayne LaPierre is the head of one of the most powerful organizations in America. That's indisputable. But he allows himself to be pushed around in such a way. I mean, as you know, the opening scene of Misfire is at Wayne LaPierre's wedding.
Where the F is Wayne? Yeah,
that he
exactly. That's what everybody's asking. He doesn't show up at his own wedding. Honestly, and I will just tell you, I've always thought that LaPierre was actually not a real person, but he was a marketing creation of Angus McQueen, and there is no Wayne LaPierre, and we've certainly seen that without Angus McQueen from Ackerman McQueen, who was the marketing guru who literally created Wayne LaPierre's persona. And I don't think LaPierre ever said a word that wasn't written for him by Wayne or some of Wayne's people. And I mean, I got on I was officially notified that I was on the NRA's S list when I had him on here, and I told him, you've got to quit taking credit for other people's work. And then 20 some odd years ago, when Marion Hammer called me and said, just so you understand, you are now officially on our S list, because I had the gall to have Neil Knox on my radio show. So, I mean, this goes way back, the weirdness and all. But honestly, Tim, a lot of us kept thinking, well, but they're doing good work. The thing I keep getting from people, and this is what I'd like to ask you, obviously you got people you've talked to, you've done a lot of interviews, a lot of people on the left, a lot of people who really don't like guns or want more gun control. They're delighted at all of this. But on the side of people who support the Second Amendment and have supported the NRA, the feeling I get is one of betrayal. Is that fair?
I think that's absolutely it. It's a sense of Wayne LaPierre and other senior execs and those people who have taken money in the millions and millions of dollars from the NRA to, whether it's golden parachutes, they lead the organization, still get paid an incredible amount to do basically nothing. There's a deep sense of betrayal. And, you look at the NRA's record, they take credit for, the Heller decision. And, Tom, that wasn't an NRA-led effort.
No, it was not.
A legal effort, although the NRA has loved to take responsibility for that. And you look at, what are their big wins over the last decade or so. I think there are a lot of NRA members who are jaded and feeling like the organization that they would like to have in a good position isn't quite doing it for them.
One of the things that I see going on right now, Tim, is that the NRA continues to push out members or information to members saying that basically pay no attention to the man behind the curtain. All of this is just attacks on us by the left. There's really nothing to this. The New York Attorney General's office, that's all politically motivated. There's really nothing there. And I guess the question is, how long can they get away with that kind of nonsense?
Well, this is really one of those areas where you can do your own research. If you're out there and you're thinking, oh well, this lawsuit is politicized, well, the complaint is publicly available. All the evidence is listed out there for you to see, and plenty of the people who've been cited in those investigations are pro-Second Amendment folks who have said, enough is enough.
Right.
And I think that really the real moment of reckoning is going to be over the next year as this lawsuit by the New York Attorney General continues.
Yes.
Will the New York Attorney General get a court to dissolve the NRA? That's a real possibility. It might not be the most likely possibility, but it's a serious one. Could transpire.
Yes. It is a serious possibility, and I've been telling people for 2 years, and they say, oh, you're overreacting. That's not possible. I kept saying from 2 years ago, I said, understand, there is a very real possibility that the NRA ceases to exist. They go, well, no, it'll be some kind of act. I said, no, you're not understanding what can happen here. The New York Attorney General's office has the potential for absolutely dissolving the organization, and it doesn't even exist anymore. I'm not overstating that, am I?
No, you're not. I'm not quite there to predict that outcome, but
right.
It's what they're asking a judge to approve, and a judge could very well do so. And, you talk about the last 2 years. Every event that we've heard over the last 2 years has provided more evidence, not less evidence,
yes.
of the NRA's
Oh, the bankruptcy filing. Oh my gosh, what a debacle!
Yeah, we've got people on the stand testifying under oath about all the misconduct that happened inside the organization, all these private jet travels and these trips to Italy, all the six figures in suits for Wayne LaPierre, and all that. This is all on the stand under oath, right? As you know, there are penalties for not telling the truth in those kinds of proceedings, and so it's a very high standard of evidence when people talk like that.
And that was going to be actually my final question for you is, you have talked to an awful lot of people, inside, outside, law enforcement, everybody else. Is there a real possibility that some of the people at the top end up going to jail on this?
Well, there has been a report by the Wall Street Journal that the IRS opened an investigation into possible tax fraud with Wayne LaPierre. And also, close associates of Wayne LaPierre have testified on the stand under oath that Wayne LaPierre has expressed his fear that he might go to jail for the things that have happened here. So, much like the dissolution, while I don't predict that it will happen, is it a possibility? It's a possibility.
It's really something else. Tim Mak, the book is Misfire, Inside the Downfall of the NRA. It is fascinating. It's like watching a slow-motion car wreck or train wreck. There's nothing good about it. There's nothing warm and fuzzy about it. But if you really want to know what's been going on around there, Tim, congratulations on the research and the work you've done. I'm not happy about the news, but I'm also not surprised.
Well, thanks so much, man.
All right, you take care. I appreciate you being here. Yeah, the book is Misfire, Inside the Downfall of the NRA. It is a scathing, scorching, devastating expose of what's been going on there.